How much more does the pressure rise on Kyle Shanahan now after this?
I think it rises tremendously. I think Niner fans are very happy today because that's their job. But if the offense doesn't improve dramatically, if McCaffrey gets hurt quickly like Trey Lance, I mean, everyone liked the Trey Lance deal when it happened, right? Mm-hmm. But then they saw what happened and he didn't play, he got hurt, and people are mad. So, I mean, they could be mad again. Fans could be mad again in 2 weeks. And this really just ups the ante on Kyle. He needs to have a good offense and probably win a Super Bowl this year and next year. Otherwise, it's like, what are you going to do to improve your team? You got no draft picks, no cap space. You couldn't do it this year. Oh, so Trey Lance is going to come back and lead. Okay, so I feel like it's either got to be this year or next year for him. There's not much more he can do. There's not much more of a future he can project unless it's all Trey Lance. But it feels like this, McCaffrey, Kittle, Trent Williams, Armstead. It's a veteran Jimmy Garoppolo. It's a veteran group. So if Jimmy's not the quarterback, it almost feels like it would have to be someone like Brady or Rodgers, which would be great. I don't know if they could pull that off. Can they even afford Brady? I don't think they can afford Brady at this point. At this point, their quarterback next year has to be Trey Lance. But that wasn't your question. Yeah, it definitely raises the pressure on Kyle.
Trade all those picks so he doesn't have to look at film. For the ball. You didn't think about that? That's my first thing I thought. I was like, damn, he doesn't want to look at film.
At all. Yeah. And he used up all his cap space so he didn't look at any film. Sorry, we're not in the market this year.
He's like, cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, me and you will take that day off. What's up? No, but we're gonna first day, right?
Killing my views in April, man. I used to bank on, dude. Draft time is money time. Now it's like, what should the Niners do with their 5th round pick? I don't know.
Look, I'll say this. My last point is, even though I like the trade, Kyle is like, that's such a huge gamble. I feel like it's like a 25% chance, 20% chance that it works and there's no excuses for this guy. None at all. I don't want to hear jack about, oh, well, Christian McCaffrey got hurt. No, that's not an excuse. You knew his problems. He got hurt. Oh, well, it's just like when they acquired D4. Oh, well, D4 has been out. That's why our pass rush. No. You knew D4 had these issues. Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Nick Bosa. You knew all these players. So this is where the injury excuses, you will miss me on this because all these guys have a freaking history. You can't say it's an excuse when you've known this.
I got a conspiracy theory for you. And you're saying, like, how much pressure does this put on Kyle? I feel like it takes a little pressure off him in the short term. Here's why. So they just lost to Atlanta on the road. Niner fans are pissed. I mean, you've seen how they are on Twitter, at least until this trade happened. Niner fans were pissed. And then the unexpected 14-point loss in Atlanta with the 2012 reunion coming right after. No one saw that coming. And now all of a sudden, it was a very awkward, uncomfortable week for Kyle Shanahan where he was going to have to brace for the big ovation for Jim Harbaugh and the big boo for him if they lose. Now, that's not going to happen. The timing of this is perfect. They got Christian McCaffrey. There is an aura of hope and of hope for the future. And even if Christian McCaffrey doesn't play much, how are you going to boo Kyle Shanahan this weekend when he brought in Christian McCaffrey and that he's about to play? I think this changes everything, and I wonder if they would have done this deal if they had beaten Atlanta. I wonder.
They probably don't. I think if they won that game and maybe one more other game, like if they're sitting 4-2, 5-1,
Chicago,
they probably don't.
I don't think they do.
You have more leeway. It's like now it's like because if they had won those extra games, that pretty much means, okay, not only like are we winning, but we most likely our offense has it more together than we did now because the offense looks the worst I've ever seen.
All they needed to do was win last week because if they won last week, they'd be on a 3-game winning streak.
Yeah, probably.
3-game winning streak, but they lost. Yeah, they wouldn't. Kyle wouldn't be threatened by Jim Harbaugh coming to Levi Stadium. Kyle, he's on a 3-game winning streak, but no, he just lost by 14 to Atlanta, and most people expect you to lose. Maybe he expects to lose to Kansas City. I mean, the Niners are kind of banged up. So change narrative right now. They could have waited a week and been like, you try to drive the price down. They gave up a lot. Maybe they felt the Rams were going to swoop in first, but they were like, no, we need this right now. And they made the deal right when Arizona was kicking shit out of whoever they were playing. I couldn't help but notice that. It's like, okay, Arizona looks like they might be decent with DeAndre Hopkins. Jim Harbaugh's coming to town. Our fans are pissed. Let's do something. It's exactly what happened in 2017 when they were 0-8 and they were like, we got this plan and we're going to get Christian McCaffrey. And everyone's like, no, you're not. Fire Kyle. This guy's terrible. He's worse than Chip. And he's like, I got to change the narrative right now. Let's trade for a quarterback. And it wasn't the one he wanted. But all of a sudden, everyone was like, yeah, there's a future. And he got everyone off his back. That's the way I look at it.
It's like a little hypnosis. It's like, hey, what are you gonna do? Like, oh, look, a distraction. Or here, look at the thing. Look at the little thing. Here, have fun and jingle the keys.
Yeah, don't look at don't look at our record. The fact that we lost last week and probably gonna lose this week too. Let's look at Christian McCaffrey. I swear, getting at Levi's today, it was just Christian McCaffrey's face a million places. It was like Christian McCaffrey. It was like the King of England was there or something. It was royalty. It's crazy, man. All because he's went to Stanford and was good 3 years ago. I'm sorry. I don't get it.
Kyle, I mean, if all I know is the offense has put up more points and all that, here's the thing. Even if McCaffrey plays well, that's not good enough. He needs to be close to what he was 2019. It's like, I don't care if he's running well. It's like, hey, McCaffrey's been fine. If you're saying he's been fine and not elite, you lost me, because that's what I'm saying. There's a small it's really a home run or bust for this, because if you just have an infield hit and even it's like, great, he's healthy, but he's participating, he's making an impact, but it's like, no, we need him to have that elite impact, the one that I said where it's helping Garoppolo with the outlets, because look, they didn't have a pass catching back. They were rolling out JaMychal Hasty for all these years. Now all of a sudden, cool, now you can put McCaffrey back there because I think he does have a adequate pass pro. You help out Debo. And you help out the running game. Maybe you get a little change of pace backs because Mitchell probably runs the stretch runs better. You have to hit all of these, and I don't know if they're gonna hit. They probably won't, but I don't mind. Like, again, I don't mind it because you're a team that's kind of desperate with offense, and I saw no way that you were gonna figure it out because you're not letting the quarterback. You're not giving faith in the quarterback even when he is tossing dimes, any chance to throw it. So a lot of it's That's why I'm blaming it all on Kyle. I'm blaming a lot of it on Kyle. You're capping your offense even when it's looking well in aspects. You're the one that's kind of failing them.
Yeah, and so now he needs Christian McCaffrey to save him. All I know is in 2019 when Kyle was 6-0 and he traded for Sanders, they didn't give this whole coronation to him the first day the first day there. With Christian McCaffrey, they paraded him around like he was a celebrity. Like, dude, it's just a running back who, he's cool. He was cool, but I mean, what makes Christian McCaffrey such a huge star? I don't know. It just seems like, okay, because he
hasn't been able to stay healthy.
He was a Heisman candidate okay, cool. Like, that's great. Let's see.
What have you done? A runner up not runner up, but he was in the running for MVP. He was magnificent in 2019. That was
a long time ago. So it was back when Kittle was dominant too. What have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? Nothing. So I want to see what he can do. Alex Watt says, hi from England, Packers fan with a soft spot for the 49ers. This trade concerns me. The amount given up seems too much. With the 49ers running back injury history, did they really need him? See, this is so funny. Like, people that don't cover the team, and people like out of the market, they're like, yo, this is odd. But the people that, the fans.
No, yeah.
A lot of people are into it. I'm not saying you're drinking the Kool-Aid because you're not. But I feel like a lot of people are. A lot of people like this deal because they drinking the Kool-Aid. You advocated for it beforehand, which is why you're legit. Some people, I feel like there's a lot of people who would be like, man, no, we don't need Christian McCaffrey. Then they trade for him, and people are like, yeah, I'm Christian McCaffrey, just because they're fans. That's not Jose.
Look, I wouldn't have advocated for it if the Niners weren't linked. Like, if it's like, if it's linked, if this is legit, I see why. I see why, because the offense is predicated on just, look, we got two running backs who are just going to dominate.
Yeah. Hero Winchester says, Grant, always wanted to ask this question. It's known now that you and Salah had a good relationship. Did some of your takes on the defense from the 2019 season come from Salah himself off the record? No. Salah wouldn't. No. Salah isn't the kind of guy who would call me up and be like, Grant, don't tell anyone this, but let me tell you some dirt on this player or that player. Like, he would, the only off the record stuff he would tell me is like, hey, man, Grant, like, you said this about, basically if I criticized Salah. Because I still would when we were friendly. I'd be like, man, he should have done this, or he should have called this coverage. He would call me up and be like, man, I hear what you're saying, but let me tell you exactly what I was trying to do. after the fact. Not like, hey, man, Eric Armstead, it was his fault. It was like, here, since you are trying to interpret what I was doing, let me tell you what I was doing. So we had that kind of relationship, which was very helpful. But it wasn't like, hey, man, let me tell you, Kyle sucks. Like, no. Robert Saleh is above board, which is why he's made it so far. If he was a backstabber like that, he wouldn't be where he is.
That's dope when players and coaches do that.
Yeah. Yeah. This game could determine if we trade for Brady. With what picks, Niner Gang Wolfcast? This is it. This is the team. I don't know. I'm wrong. He's a free agent, but there's no cap space. Jose Batista says a couple runs Jeff had a nice cutback and there was enough space to get a big gain and the hole closed fast on him, or there was one guy he couldn't beat. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see if Christian McCaffrey does better. Frank and Bean says grunt. Big fan of the show. Thank you, Frank.
Grunt.
Frank, do you think we can trade Trey Lance and get something back? Seems like he's too fragile and not good. I hate him. I hate him.
Jeez. What do you do to you?
I mean, wow. I don't think they're going to do that because they don't have. He's their quarterback. He's their only quarterback. Arturo Ramiro says in 2 weeks you will be apologizing to Christian McCaffrey just like you apologized to Hagunga. You suck. Never mind. I'm sorry, Grant. Did I say Christian McCaffrey sucked?
No, you just hate the trade.
Yeah, I didn't say he sucked. He's good when healthy. The good news is eating.
Apologizing to him. I think it's about apologizing to Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle and John. I hate this move. I like the player when healthy. Miguel says the good news is eating away at you, Grant. I'm glad that there's news. I mean, I'm actually giddy. Today's been a great day on YouTube that I wasn't expecting last night too, so can't be mad. Felix says Grant the GOAT.
Puppy.
Thank you.
You're a puppy.
Meowstar says Grant, anyway, I can intern or shadow you on game day. Nah, man. I wish I could get more people into the Levi's, but they hate on me. They don't give me any type of.
They hating.
They hating on me. Okay, the show's over. Stop giving me money. I'm giving you a 30-second warning right now. It's a good show. How you doing? How'd you think of it?
I think it was smoothies. It's always fun. It's
was
always
smooth.
fun anytime the news brings up. This is probably one of the favorite ones we've done since the Debo trade.
Yeah, is that Roger Craig behind you?
Yes, it is.
30. See, now you're gonna have to replace that and put Christian McCaffrey there. What did I say, Chris?
There's actually it's Ronnie Lott.
33?
No.
Oh, and Ronnie Lott.
But Ronnie Lott's right next to him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like a newsprint. Someone gave it to my dad. We just put it up there, just like sportsy stuff, you know. Got a lot of banners in here. Got to make it my man cave.
Chris says the regime has been responsible for the weirdest trades in franchise history. Kyle removed all pressure on him with this because you can't fire him or trade him anymore. I hate this move. You could trade him. It's just a thing, too. If you need some draft picks back, boom, I got a solution for it. Don't trade Trey. Trade Kyle. Hire Jim Harbaugh. Anyway, we'll see what happens.
In that game, watch the Harbaugh tweets. Watch the Harbaugh chants go.
Oh, man. I'm going to start them.
Shut up. No one can hear you from up there.
It's true.